Welcome to SB408D Entrepreneurship. My name is Felicia Frida Aiden Aqua. Today we're going to be looking at managing resources in Unit 4. Specifically, we're going to look at Section 3, which is Business Information Resources. By the end of this session, you should be able to define what information is. You should mention the various types of business information we have. We should be able to list the sources of business information and discuss the importance of business information. So to start off, we're saying the concept of information is actually related to the notion of constant communication, control, data from form, instruction, knowledge, meaning, mental stimulations, patterns, perception, and representation. So these are various forms information can take from. And we're saying that when it comes to information, we're looking at constraints, communication, control, data, form, instruction, knowledge, meaning, mental stimulation or stimulus, patterns, perceptions, representation. All of these are critical or key when you are communicating something, information. And so business information is therefore the knowledge of specific event or situation that has been gathered or received by communication, intelligence, or news about the business. So when we're talking about business information, it is all about what? A specific knowledge about a specific event or situation which has been gathered or received by communication, intelligence, or news about the business. And information is very key. What is going to make you stand out from your competitors is the information you have at your disposal, and the relevance of information also matters. If you have the right information at the wrong time, it is still less used. And if you have the wrong information at a good time, it will also destroy you as well. And so information is very key when it comes to business success. The types of information that you need in your business, you need what we call location of your information. Where is your information located? Where can you get your information from? And we're saying you can categorize information per what? The purpose for which that information is being gathered or is going to be used for. And so what then are the sources of business information? Basically, you have what we call the primary source and we have the secondary source. When it comes to primary source, you are the one who is actually going to pick it up. So whether you're going to do a questionnaire, you're going to do an interview, you are the one which is going to do it. It was not already in existence. But then we have secondary sources where sometimes people have already carried out that research or done that collection already. They may have published it, they may have shared it, and so you can go in for it as well. And these can also be either internally generated or externally generated. So whether it's primary or secondary, they could come from within the business, which is internally generated. So like your internal financial information, those will be internally generated. And those which are coming outside the business, which we call the external information sources, can also come from outside, like your external financial information as well. And we're seeing that secondary sources, you can have it from the public, other researchers, proprietary owned by other companies or institutions, subscriptions. These are all sources of external secondary information. Some other sources of business information, you can get information from government agencies. So for small businesses, the Ghana Enterprise Agency should be your friend. They have the business advisory centers in most of the regional capitals, which you can go in for information and sound advice and consultancy. We have libraries, community libraries, you have university libraries, and a lot of libraries around, and even online libraries, e-libraries. You can also learn and benefit from the knowledge. You also have trade associations. They are very vested, especially when it comes to the regulations and all those issues pertaining the industry you are in. So it's good to be part of a trade association, which is also going to help you with some business information. Then you have private research and information companies. There are companies that do key research or strategic researches into some industries and some topics and some areas. if you have, if you need information on that, you can just go to them. Usually you pay something for it because they've invested money to do those resources, and so you won't get that research for free. Usually you have to pay a token or something to be able to access those information. We also have our journals and newspapers, which are open public means of getting information for your business. And we also have business information services, which are also available. You can have access to it. And I made mention of online databases. There are some databases which are online, which can have access to it. Some may be open databases or open sources where you can just go in. Everybody goes to have a fair. Some too, you may have to pay to be able to what, enjoy those resources. So why is it important to have this business information? It's important because it's first and foremost, it's going to help you be able to what, reduce risk. Yes, you're able to reduce business risk when you have what, information. We made mention earlier that we are planning in advance of time to be able to what, see what can go wrong and plan for it. If you don't have information about the market, you know what is potentially going to happen, for you to have what, contingency plans in there to help you go over those storms when they happen. And so information helps you reduce risk out there. Information also enables firms to overcome some barriers to ineffective communication, so such as noise, feedback, and all those things. Once you have the right information, it helps you reduce the barriers to ineffective communication. Effective communication is all about the one who is receiving the information understanding it the way it was intended by the one who sent it. So that is all about efficient communication. So there are some things that can make, they've sent a certain information A to X, and X may not be able to understand that this is what Y was saying by sending that information. Or there are things that can cause those issues to come up in then. And so when you have the right business information, it helps you reduce some of these barriers as well. And it also brings understanding, because once we all have it and we all, as well stated, is clear enough, there should be no ambiguity. We should be able to read and understand it clearly in the language we understand as well. So all in all, in this session, we've been looking at the business processes and the extent to which they need information, and some of the advantages of having information, that it reduces the risk in decision making and strategy formulation. And as such, it is very important to have the right amount of resource at the right time for us to take advantage of the business organization's objectives and goals and meet it profitably. Thank you very much.